Hi everyone, you join me out on a job for a mate of mine, Matt, and his lovely lady Shona. As you can probably see, I've got Jack there as well, and we're just getting the tools in and out ready for this job. I'm going to be installing a remote expansion vessel on this system. I can't remember if I explained why in this video, so as I go through this edit, we'll have a look and see if I did or not. It's quite common for you to have to put extra expansion vessels on systems, especially when the boiler has got one on it already, and often that boiler hasn't got the right expansion on there for the rest of the system. Anyway, let's get on with the video. Come here. Come on there, mate. It's not your house, is it? No, it's not. Here. Come on. Come here. Come here. Sit. Paw. Hey guys, why do you sound like a Scottish accent? I don't know. Right, I'm on a little job at the moment. I've got to add an expansion vessel to a mate's system, and what we're going to do is just going to basically do this job. It's going to be one of them ones where you're going to have to hang an expansion vessel off a wall and then get your customer to box it in, hopefully sometime in the future, but still so you've got access. So we're going to have a little look at this. Jack's here with me at the moment as well, the neurotic border collie. Yes, Jack. So what we're going to do, we're going to have a look at this job, how I sort of thought out how I was going to do it, the process that I've gone through to get this job done, and just have a basically look over my shoulder as I get this job done. I do sound a bit bunged up at the moment. I went swimming yesterday and I always get water in my ears, and it's in there now. Honestly, I could hear each drop of water coming down onto my skull when I was in the shower earlier on. It's just like, you can hear it, it's horrible. Anyway, all the tools that I use in this video are on our Amazon store, so I'll leave links to that. If you want to become a Patreon and actually show your support for this channel, then I'll leave a link to that as well below. Check that out, become a plumber patron. That means a lot to me if you guys come over and do that. Also, you'll be able to learn about expansion vessels and stuff like that on our interactive house as well. Bang that subscribe, ding the bell, so you get a little tinkle on your willy every time we upload a new video. Anyway, let's get on with it, guys, and remember to hold tight. Oh, it's plumberparts time, honest reviews and advice. So then, we've got these hot and cold pipes coming down to feed the kitchenette and all this sort of area along here. Well, these are the flow returns here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tee into this pipe just there, and we're going to hang up our expansion vessel on this bit of breeze block wall here, and then they're going to box this lot in so it's got magnetic strips on there as well, so we know that we can get in there in the future, but also you don't have this ugly bulbous beast. There is nowhere else in this house to do this. They don't have an airing cupboard here. This is a combi boiler and outdoor Grant Vortex. And while I'm changing this over and doing a bit of work to this in a minute, I'll explain to you why when you install any gas boiler or combi boiler with its own, or any boiler itself with its own expansion vessel, you should always consider putting a remote expansion vessel on the system to give you more expansion, because often the expansion vessel in the boiler only accounts for the expansion of the water in the boiler, not the radiators. That sounded a lot more complicated than it should have done. Anyway, so I'm going to get the system draining out first. That's number one. So, Shona's pleased to know that I've drained the system down now. We've let all air into the radiators at the top by taking the bleed keys out. Shona helped me do that, didn't you, Shona? She's now making me a coffee, and...
You better not put this on.
You love it. You've been in one before, haven't you?
No.
Oh.
Don't
So, we've got these straps that they always have with expansion vessels. Let me just whip this open. If someone could come up with a better way of doing this, which can't be hard. I mean, how hard can it be? I mean, these aren't very good. I'm not big fans of these. Shona, Jack's gone, by the way. Yeah, Mum and Dad came and got him while I was going to get some bits. I have got a tripod, but I don't know where I put it. So expansion vessels, as you guys know, we've got air on this side, water on this side. And this is a 25 litre, an 18 litre expansion vessel, going with the one that's outside as well. It's just struggling with life, guys, as they say in the Bronx. That's where it's going to go. That's where it's living, so let's do that now. It's me singing, my Shona. So I start getting the bracket screwed up to the wall. I've got some big old washers on this as well. If you've got a thermalite brick and a really coarse screw, you sometimes don't need to actually screw and plug. You can just screw straight in there. Oh my God. If you do that though, make sure you put double the amount of screws you'd usually put in just in case. This beast here is going absolutely nowhere. The bit I hate about these brackets and these clips, that just sort of annoys me, is that, I mean, how can a bracket and a couple of big fat Jubilee clips be expected to... I don't know, how is that the best way of doing stuff? I just think there must be a better way of doing it. There's a lot of innovators out there in the world of plumbing, so, I don't know, have a little think about what we can do to make this a little bit better, because currently it's not. I remember a company called GWS used to have their brackets actually welded onto the side of their tanks, but then you had that problem where, you know, you had to cut slit holes. You get your screwdriver, drop the bit over the top of the holes, and then try and tighten your screws up from behind the expansion vessel. I don't know, there's got to be a better way of doing it. I'll tell you what, how about you have a wider bracket welded onto the expansion vessel itself, and then, you know, it's wider, so then you can actually get to the screw holes and tighten it up when it's in position. There we go, we've done it. Don't worry about sending in any suggestions now. Me and George has just figured it out. Yeah. Anyway, on to the next stage. I think at this point, so the thing is as well, is that I'm also letting the system drain out for as long as possible while I do this sort of preparatory work. So I'm just going to whap a little bit of Loctite on here, Loctite 55. Oh yes. Let me have a look. It better be in here. Otherwise I'll be annoyed. Start to crack. Yes. I'm listening to the worst podcast ever at the moment outside. It's called Covert. Oh, I really don't recommend it. Don't listen to it. You guys all know I like listening to a podcast on site. And it is awful. Do that. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, boo-boo. Oh, Shona. Oh, baby. You've been waiting a while for me to do this job. I'm so sorry.
Hims is the one-stop shop for hair loss.
There you go, adverts on that podcast all the time. Right, anyway, so I've got my beastly ox beast here. Ratchet cutters like this are really helpful for when you're going to be cutting into these little bits, these little bitty bombs here, to get that in. So we're going to have to pop that in there. We might have to take this bit of wood off. But we should be able to, if we can get another spring on that, should be able to cut into there quite nicely, guys. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It looks very nice. We waited 3 years until we heard that the remains body was there, found there, and it was brought to Israel to be buried.
Ryan Zinke is a former commander of Navy SEAL Team 6. He's been on many clandestine operations.
Hell yeah! Let's turn this absolute poo off. Oh yeah, would you look at that as well, on the side of my soldering bag. Right, that's where my oxys live, right? So if I want to get them off, just twist them around. Boom, there we go. Cut. Pop them back on. There you go, locked and loaded, ready for the next one. Hell yeah. Right guys, so that's off now. You know what? I know for a fact I've left my cleaner. Oh God. Yeah. Shona! Shona! Can I nick a scouring pad? Yeah, but like a new one. The one you've got there has been rubbed. There's no more scour left in it. The thing is though, I'm a little bit worried because there's a trickle of water in it. And that can make soldering an absolute pig. But we're going to see what we can do. China, you know what?
What?
Don't like being watched while I'm working. I only buy loads of people on YouTube. Yeah, you're going to stand there now, get your Wenge. Oh, Shona, you came and you gave me a boner. I need to get a new burner. But that's definitely, you can hear that, that's definitely got that's definitely got a little bit of poo in the flame thing, the flame tube. Right then, guys, in the interest of transparency, there was a little bit of water actually trickling down that pipe. And I did get a bit of a wee leaky boo. I had to redrain the system, didn't I? It happens to the best of us. What I should have done, it was in the first place, taken out that little bit of boxing so I could actually have got my flame properly round the back of the pipe, rather than relying on convection to allow my solder to get round there. They were going to box it in anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. But, you know, sometimes you just want to sort of do it the hard way, or I do anyway. Anyway, I got all that sorted out and then got this new bit sort of done in, and yeah, it was all starting to look pretty good. Oh yeah, I wasn't too near that drain off. I'd taken out the rubber already before you start typing with your great big fat fingers covered in sardine juice and, you know, PTFE, all under your nails, oh dear. But yeah, so yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Absolutely fantastic. God, this is such a bad podcast.
Fallen soldiers' heroic actions opened up a path that would take his younger brother, Benjamin, to the top of Israeli politics as Prime Minister of Israel since 2009.
Right, I've got to shut the radiators now. I've got to shut all the radiator bleed valves now. I'm coming up with the camera, so pop your knickers on. What's that noise? Right, you're like, oh god. Right, so this is the funky coloured radiator. Did you paint this, Shona? Did you paint this radiator in here? Ah, okay. Funky colours. Do you want to do the one in your bedroom? You know how to shut these, don't you? I was going to back myself and ping some inhibitor in here now. We'll see. So, I should be able to open this and open that, and water should come straight out of here. There we go. Right, so we've got the system filling nice and slowly through the filling loop now. You know, we've got a tiny bit of pressure on here, but I don't want to whack it in. I just want to make sure that the work that I've done is okay, because you can get leaks. I mean, there's every possibility we can get a leak on the back of any of these bits here. But what I'm going to do is make sure that I've got water up to here. Cool, that's looking fairly promising. We don't appear to have any leaks on any of the bits that we've worked on. These are all nice and warm. So that is when I start to feel a little bit happier. You know, that's the gnarly bit done. Now, what you also want to do, you'll notice that on the vessel we'll have a pre-charge amount. It's up to you to use an air gauge and an air compressor. I have my little Stanley one over here. Let me show you. Compresses air up to about 8 bar, and then you can use this here to recharge and fill up your expansion vessel to the actual expansion you want. I mean, look how small that is. That sits in the van, all diddy, nicely out of the way. Perfect tool for this job. Guess what, ladies? You can also find that on my shirt, along with all the vests that I wear, which I'm not going to be wearing in these videos because Shona would literally chuck me out. So anyway, I'm filling up now. What I'll tend to do is fill up to 1 bar, and then I'll go and vent the radiator, come back down, top up, go and fill the radiator, come back down, top up, etc, etc. So it's fairly easy going, fairly relaxed. I'm just going to check the top of this and make sure that we're all good for our pre-charge pressure as well. Just got to jump up on here and have a gander. Oh. So we're all done now. Shona's helping me clear up, aren't you, Shona? Just gonna. Oh, I would say move the camera around. Shona does not give me permission to use any of this footage.
Any of this footage. Any of it.
Thing is, though, I said to her to say that without smiling, and then I'll take it.
I do not give. I can't do it without smiling. I can't do it.
I'm running out of battery anyway. So, guys, look, the job's done. I might do a little bit of a thing over the top of this as to why I've done this and what happened, but it's all done now. I'm not going to do anything over the top of it. Subscribe. Right, we're all done now. We're showing her it's been emotional. You're going to miss me, aren't you?
Don't just laugh.
Can't wait until you
You
see
need to
it.
edit it out.
thanks for watching today's completely random plumber parts video. It's not like what I usually do. Please check out my vlog, Times with James. Please go to our very latest video, hit that subscribe button as well, and also pop over to our other links and become a patron. See you next week's video. Hold tight.